Oh, I think when it comes to Instagram or TikTok or any of the social media platforms, you're almost being bombarded with this idea that you have to be in a relationship or you have to be successful or you have to be fit or you have to be married.
Hi everyone, welcome to another wonderful episode of Decoding Dating. My name is Evelyn, the founder of Love and Connection, helping you find your true love. And I'm here with my co-host Adam, the momentum coach, helping you to get unstuck. And Adam, what are we talking about today?
We are talking about when you are single and there's just this unbelievable pressure, and it feels like it's coming from all over the place to be in a relationship. And you're sitting there going, why can't I be single? Why do I have to be in a relationship? And that's what we're going to be talking about today.
Amazing. I think I'm really excited about this one because I will tell you, we face this pressure every single day on social media. Like, basically, the first thing you see on TikTok or Instagram is somebody proposing, which is great. We love it. But is the fact that it kind of puts some type of pressure on you if you're single. What do you think, Adam?
Oh, I think when it comes to Instagram or TikTok or any of the social media platforms, you're almost being bombarded with this idea that you have to be in a relationship or you have to be successful or you have to be fit or you have to be married. You're 35, you need to be married. You need to have children. And it's like, why? Why do I need to do that? Why can't I live my own life? And sometimes I often feel like it's an observational bias because you're scrolling through TikTok going, everybody's in a relationship except for me. But then I look at my friends and I go, all my friends are single. In fact, I don't know many people that are in long-term relationships. And so it gets you wondering, is everybody in a relationship? Or are you just seeing TikTok ads and TikTok reels that are showing everybody in relationships?
Yeah, I think relationship kind of content is pretty popular and it kind of goes viral pretty quickly. And that's why every movie you see actually has to have like a love scene. There's no movie, no matter how, even if it's an horror movie, thriller, has to have love. So love is pretty important and is a beautiful thing. But is the fact that sometimes the societal pressure on you, even like back in Nigeria, like when you're single as a lady, for example, you go to like a party or you go to like a wedding, the question the aunties are asking is like, hey, are you still single? Don't you have a boyfriend? You know, that kind of a question. And as someone that you, as a single person, you kind of feel like, oh, am I missing? Like something wrong with you? You know, and that's the thing. And that's why I feel like we need to talk about this because this is a problem, I would say.
Absolutely. And I remember even talking with one of my colleagues. She was from Asia and they had a term for women over 35, and it is simply translated into leftover women.
Yeah.
And she was 35 and she said to me, she goes, there's something wrong with me. I'm not in a relationship. I don't have a family. I'm a leftover woman. I will forever be unloved. And I said, that's not true. You will find somebody. This is just a societal standard that no longer applies in today's just modern dating world. You will find somebody. We just have to believe.
You also have to believe. And I think I saw a content the way a guy was saying, as a girl or as a woman, if you're between a certain age, let's say, between 21 and 30 or less than 30 even, so you have your standard and you want this guy, but then when you get to a point where you're 35 and up, then he said the only thing you should be asking about is and a guy that is living, just be living, right? And I think, and that is very is shaming, I would say, because like I believe that everyone should have standard regardless of your age. You're deserving of some of good things. And I think this is why a lot of people are pressured to just go into any relationship even if it's not good for them.
Yes, I know some people that have just gone into relationships because they feel like, oh, I'm in my 30s. I just need to find somebody. So I will just find the person that's good enough. And then they get into that relationship and they realize it's a terrible relationship. And then they're breaking up and they're single. And then they're saying, they're going, what's wrong with me? I couldn't make this relationship work. When the reality was the relationship was dead on arrival. It was never going to work right out the gate because you were pushing yourself into something that you weren't ready for, nor did you want.
Hmm. And I think what I was going to even ask, I will ask you is, so what should people do? Like, yeah, because I think a lot of people want to really know, if you find yourself in a situation where you're being pressured from family, from friends, even from social media, what should you do?
I think the very first thing you need to do is stop talking about how single you are. And this is a lesson that I had to learn because I would often talk about my dating experiences. I would talk about me being single. I'd talk about my loneliness. And when you talk about this with people, you're inviting them to have opinions upon your life. And the minute you say, "Oh, I'm single," or "I went on a date last night," people are now going to express their opinions on that. But they don't just express it in that moment. You've opened the door for them to always express their opinions on your dating world or your dating life from that point on. And so I had to learn very early on, just don't talk about it. If somebody asks me about it, just redirect. Be like, "Yep, I'm not really looking for anybody right now, and I'm living the happy single life." And then you move on to a subject that you do want to talk about. Because the more you talk about how single you are, how lonely you are, the more people are going to talk to you about it and the more pressure you're going to feel.
Yeah, and I think I like that what you said. Just basically shut down the conversation, cut it short, and move to the next thing. And also, like, you also like you saying, "Oh, I'm single," and you just kind of being you're saying it in an exciting way, like, single, you're happy and all that. It shows that, oh wow, that's interesting. Like, it gives a different perspective to what is actually common out there that people say. I've seen videos of ladies crying, which I hate these videos a lot. I hate seeing them. Ladies recording themselves crying about, "Oh, I'm 35, they are 35 and they're single and they're crying, they don't have a man," and all that. It annoys me. Okay, I'm like, so what do you want us to do about it? Imagine meeting a guy reaching out to you because of this video. Imagine what kind of relationship you're attracting to yourself. You are, I don't like it. I feel like you have the right to do that, but I feel like some things are meant to be private. If you need help, seek professionals, seek matchmakers, seek seek me, come to me. Go on dating apps, go subscribe to a dating app, or go for mixers events and go out there. That is what would solve your problem. Or reach out to a friend and tell them to let you know if they have somebody that could be a good fit for you. Those are actually actions that you need to carry out to find yourself in a relationship, if that's what you're looking for. But bringing yourself online and crying and all that will actually attract, for me, the wrong type of people that want to reach out to you out of pity, and that's not always healthy.
No, a relationship built on pity is not going to be a healthy long term relationship. And it's not that you shouldn't feel pity. It's not that you shouldn't feel loneliness or feel sadness. It's more along the lines of reaching out to select people to vent about this. In my life, I only actually have one or two people total that I talk to about my loneliness, my sadness, the things that are going on internally with me because I trust them and they're going to keep that stuff confidential. Unfortunately, I've seen people where they just talk about their loneliness to everybody. And the problem with that is not everybody has your best interest at heart. And then they gossip about you or they start using this information against you. And we don't want that happening for you.
Hmm.
What you should do is just, if you need to vent, find the safe people in your life. And again, they're only going to be a handful, one or two, that you can just talk to about what's going on.
Yeah, I think I like that. It's yes, not like I'm not against venting, but I'm against going to the wrong places to vent. And going on social media is the wrong place to vent because a lot of people would have access to that information to you, your bosses. You might even lose opportunities because of that. Because I feel like that is the wrong place. Like you said, one or two or three of your friends to actually vent to, and they can actually provide solution. Like I remember a friend, my first client actually, she went out, I met her. She was a new friend to me, I would say. And she was, she was just like, she wasn't telling everybody, but she was talking to me and saying, Evelyn, I'm actually looking for a guy, this and that. And she told me sometimes, it's good to speak out, but like you said, it's how you speak and who you speak out to, right? So she told me, and that was where I was able to find, I was able to match out to someone. So that's an example. It's always good to be able to voice out your pain, your struggles, and all that. Everybody goes through loneliness, no matter how you think. You think you're independent, or you think you're in control, or whatever. You're single. There will be times that you feel lonely. There will be time that you feel sad, and there will be time that you wish that you're in a relationship like your friends, or or whatever. But those things are always there, and it's okay to feel that. It's okay to seek for help. It's okay to talk to a friend, but it's doing it the right way.
Well, and it is doing it in the right way, but it's also, and this is a lesson that I learned, is limiting how much exposure you have to maybe romantic literature or media. And
Mm,
oftentimes, if you're feeling lonely and you're scrolling through TikTok and you're watching everyone dating, getting married in these happy, healthy relationships, it just triggers this loneliness further inside of you and makes you almost anxious and depressed and sad, and to the point that you're just like, my life is miserable. And you start focusing on the negative parts of your life as opposed to all the great things that are happening in your life. Um, I would always encourage individuals, like, if you are single and you're feeling that loneliness, just limit how much literature, how much media you're consuming around dating, around being a couple, around marriage, around romance, and start focusing on other aspects of your life that are going to start filling your tank or your engine with happiness instead.
I remember I always give an example of this for someone that I know back a while ago, where she was single and everybody around her was, we all married and all that. And she was like the most mature, among, a group of friends. But she was very intentional about creating a lot of beautiful experiences for herself. Like she would always invite people to her house. She loved to travel. She was making good money, so she traveled around. She basically filled her tank, like she enjoyed life. And when the guy came along, basically she just continued. Like she didn't have to change much. She just basically traveled with the guy now. She would host people with the guy. She was like, she had a solid, beautiful life already. And I think that's the thing about being single right now is an opportunity for you to actually rediscover yourself and also improve and be better and do the things that you would not have even done if you had a partner. Some things that you would be able to do now being single, you may not be able to do it when you are in a relationship or married with kids. So taking the opportunity to enjoy your life, enjoy yourself, rediscover yourself, and find a lot of single people in your circle as well. Like if you have a lot of people that are married in your circle, that can put a lot of pressure on you. So make more friends with people that are just like you, single, so you guys can actually talk about things, single life together, do things together, so just kind of shift your circle a little bit.
It's less lonely when you have other people that have the same experience that you're
Yes.
having.
Yes.
I remember when I was 25 and my friendship circle imploded. It absolutely imploded. And I had to rebuild it from scratch. And one of the things that I did was I went out there looking for single people, specifically single guys. Because I was a single guy, I want to be with other single guys and do single guy stuff with them. And even though I was being inundated with social media posts about being in a relationship, uh, even though many of my married friends were talking about how I should be in a relationship, just being around other single guys gave me that perspective of like, no, this is normal. Other people are experiencing the same thing that I'm experiencing. And it allowed me just to be free of those societal pressures and say, okay, let's just enjoy my single life. Let's enjoy my new friendship circle. And let's, again, fill my tank with happiness, not sadness.
And I think that's a great point. Another thing is, even while you are hanging out with your single friends, maybe you should focus on productive things, like good things, interesting things, fun things. Not there are situations where you see a lot of girlfriends with their single friends. All they talk about is men. Oh, this guy broke their heart. This guy is bad. This guy, you know what I'm saying? Taking the opportunity to say, okay, let's do something fun. Let's make our life, do something fun, engage in wonderful, beautiful, creative activities, attend event together, and talk less about, the opposite gender all the time, right? So when you're younger, even some with single guys, sometimes they're always talking about women, 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 women. Sometimes talk about things that are more valuable, interesting, fun, and yeah.
I love that you said that, because when I talk to my guy friends, we don't talk about women. We talk about everything else. In fact, we actually don't talk about work either. Those are the two areas that we just don't talk about. We talk about movies that we want to see. We talk about hobbies that we're doing. We talk about generally how our lives are going, the places that we're going to travel. And again, it creates this perspective shift of, instead of this doom and gloom attitude of all women are toxic, all women cheat, all women are bad, into no, life is beautiful, life is fun, life is amazing. The women in our lives are spectacular people. And it's the same thing on the female side. Like, if you're always around friends that are just bashing men just all the time, it's going to feed into that loneliness, feed into those negative emotions. But when you're around other women that are just talking about how amazing their lives are, the paint nights that they're going to go to, the bowling nights, maybe the speed dating that they're really looking forward to, the travel opportunities, maybe they're going to go skydiving and they're inviting you along, all of a sudden life starts becoming beautiful and starts becoming
Yeah.
magical.
Yeah, like I think the less you talk about the negativities and all that, the because if you keep talking about these negative things, the more fear you have about even engaging with the opposite gender. For example, if you think all women are bad, then why do I even want to have a beautiful, healthy relation? You'll be scared to even go into a relationship. When you go into a relationship, you are going from a place of fear, or trying to, you're very, you go with an agenda basically. So it's like, having that beautiful, clean, positive mindset also helps you to attract the right type of people. And even when you see an opportunity that could turn out to be beautiful of experience, you're so open to it and positive minded about it that you basically take the person as the person is, not kind of connecting the person to an ex or previous experience, right? So it's like, we're not saying don't go into relationship or anything. We're saying don't be pressured, enjoy being single, and just surround yourself with the right type of people, with the right type of right type of mindset. And it's always beautiful to find someone that you love and build a beautiful life together. But while you're single right now, don't be pressured, enjoy life, enjoy every moment.
Exactly. And I cannot tell you how many times many of my clients come to me and they're just single. Like, singleness is pervasive in our society. Even though it feels like you're the only single person out there, it's not true. There's so many single people out there, and it's okay to be single. It's about building your life and leading that life of happiness, so then when the right person comes along, you click and you're off to the races.
Yeah, and we want to say, as always, thank you guys. Thank you so much for always being there for us. Thank you for your likes, for your comments, and don't forget to share this video with someone that you know that you think would need this message as an encouragement. So share video, subscribe, and if you are looking for an amazing coach to hold your hands while in the single journey, the Momentum Coach is there for you. And if you're looking for your forever love, Evelyn is here for you. I'm a matchmaker, and I can't wait to talk to you. And we can't wait to see you again in the next episode. Adam, do you have anything to say before we say
Thank you
bye?
guys for joining, and please leave a comment down below. We would love to hear your thoughts and opinions on this. Otherwise, we're going to see you guys in the next video. Take care.
Now.